Greetings, duelists, and welcome to another video. Before I talk about today's topic, I kind of want to give an audio disclaimer. I've been doing it on my comment section, but so for some reason, despite me giving my pinned comment in my videos, people still ask me to change my microphone. Guys, it's not my microphone. My microphones are fine. It's my OBS. Like, just giving you that disclaimer before you watch the video. I know some people don't feel as comfortable with the content, like audio wise, and trust me when I say I really do understand, and I really do want this to be fixed as much as you guys do. But it's tied out of my hands for now, and the people that I know that can help me with this are very busy people. So please be patient and enjoy the video. Greetings, duelists, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about K9. We already spoke about Yummy and we spoke about Draco Tail, talking about the new support that they received from Duels of Dimension, and K9s are no stranger to this. They also received a few new cards. But before we talk about K9 with the new support, I kind of want to talk about the K9 theme as a whole. When Justice Hunters debuted or like got introduced, out of the three themes, K9 was my favorite. It was the strategy I liked the most design-wise. It was a strategy that like had a gimmick I could get completely behind, and their win condition, which means which is OTKing with the werewolf, which nobody does, but you know it is there, is something I got behind real quick. So when it came to K9, very quickly, a lot of people realized there were no locks in this deck. There was nothing like stopping you to just hard make XYZs and stuff. And that was very powerful because Izuna and Lupus conditions to special summon are so easy to trigger, especially in a format that is just pummeled by hand traps. And we're pretty much looking at a side frame situation where like the archetype itself did not take off, but certain pieces in the archetype were strong enough to the point where they even got two of their cards in their main archetype limited. I think K9 is suffering from the same light. There is probably no card that we're going to get in this year, in 2025, that is going to rival the free agency of Izuna and Lupus. That being said, what has happened to K9, like historically wise? So we already know that Vanquish Soul and Crystron are like the two main outliers to this. Pure K9 has been seen play. Draco Tail K9 has also seen play. Vanquish Soul is by far the best variant. Like, it comes to no surprise whatsoever. So whatever we're getting in Duels of Dimension has to A, help K9 as the pure theme, and B, just cover avenues that K9 itself has not covered, despite their splashability in other archetypes. Without further ado, let's begin. So the first card we're going to talk about is called K904 Noroi. This card reads, if your opponent has two or more cards in their hand, you can normal summon this card without tributing. This is normal. Every K9 except Lupus has this. If this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one non-machine K9 monster from your deck. And if you do, you cannot special summon from the extra deck while you control that face-up monster, except K9 monsters. You can send one K9 card you control to the graveyard. Look at your opponent's hand. This card is incredible. if you thought K9 wasn't going to receive better support than Yummy or Draco Tail, this card alone already does a lot. Before we talk about the applications behind Noroi, let's talk about cards that are like tutors for Noroi. We got Scrap Recycler that can send Noroi to the graveyard. Because this is a level 5 Earth machine. We got Clockwork Knight that can also tutor Noroi. We got 7 Tachyon. That one was kind of obvious. We got the Infinite Track River Stormer. This can add any Earth machine. So this adds to Noroi as well. We also have, like, if you're playing Crystron, Clockwork Knight is just going to get you to the Clockwork Knight spell. And we also have Clifford Genius. This card is not that common. I kind of want to talk about this card a little bit because this card is way better than I thought for canines. The effect of Clifford Genius, for those who don't know, this card is unaffected by spell traps and monsters, and link monsters specifically. And when 2 or more monsters are special summoned in this at the same time, where this points to, you can add any level 5 or higher machine monster from your deck to your hand. This effect is not once per turn. And we have multiple enablers for this card. If you're playing the Crystron deck, you have Tristalos that can summon 2. You have Lantern that can summon 2, and you have Jokol that can summon 2. So this essentially can add up to 3 times in the turn, and one of those search targets can be Noroi. So that's something to bring up. Something random before we continue with K9. This card is just really good against Malice. Like, they cannot Hard Scripter this card away. They cannot MTPO7 this card away. They cannot Firewall get rid of this. They cannot Bomber get rid of this. This card is just really good against Malice. I just thought about bringing that up, like, before we move on to the next topic. So back to Noroi. This is the best normal summon in the deck. Like, this is essentially tour guide for canines. There's a lot of things you can do with Noroi. Like, you can Noroi into Lantern. Lantern just search case of canine. In case of canine, can add you another Lantern or Jokol. You can Noroi into Izuna dump Lupus. You can Noroi into Lupus, and Lupus gives targeting protection to Ripper, and that means your Ripper cannot be impermed, which is the only card that's really good against this deck because every other hand trap is just not good against Ripper. I guess there's Songs of the Dominators, but that's another topic for another time. Noroi is just really good. Just because of this normal summon effect. The whole locking you to canines, that doesn't matter. That's only while the monsters face up on the field. You can just either XYZ or use Noroi's effect to just get you out of that lock. The other thing about Noroi is that you can send any canine card in order to look at your opponent's hand. It doesn't have to be monsters. So you can just send the case of canine after you use case of canine to search. Like, there's a world where you just go case of canine into Noroi, Noroi normal summon, Noroi summons another one, and then Noroi just send the case of canine and just snipe out of your opponent's hand. This card is a really strong hand trap check. Like, hand knowledge is already really strong in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, we have like probably over 5 cards already in the Forbidden list that all have hand knowledge. Like, we even had very niche ones like a Pointer of the Red Lotus that is also banned. Like, that effect is just way too powerful. This doesn't rip cards from the hand or anything, but you already have Werewolf that can do that. And just knowing what your opponent has before you do any other canine plays is just too much. Which is the best variant of canine that can play this? Honestly, this is really good for pure canine. Like, pure canine actually benefits from this card more than the hybrids, because the effect to summon another canine is upon normal summon. So you're already taking a lot of normal summons away from other decks. Needless to say, this card is really good in Vanquish Soul. Like, you're like in Vanquish Soul, if you open Holly Sue, you don't really care about your normal summon, especially if you can pair it up with like stuff like, for example, Jalong and stuff like Jogel and stuff like that. So that deck is not super normal summon reliant outside of like situations where you need to normal Rosin or Madlove. So getting to Noroi and Noroi using its effect to summon another canine is already strong enough in that deck. This card is really good in the Crystron variant. The Crystron version was already playing Scrap Recycler. So Scrap Recycler to dump Noroi in order to summon it with Lantern is a power play that you can do in this deck. This being a machine means that you can summon Cyber Dragon Infinity, like Cyber Dragon Nova and to Infinity using this card, which is also really strong for Crystrons. Yeah. I think this is a boost for Crystron K9 as well. And just having the hand knowledge is just way too much. K9 can already do a lot of degenerate things. Okay, so let's stop talking about Noroi. We're rambling. Let's go to the next card. So this is K9 666 Jax. This card reads, when if this card is XYZ summoned, or if your opponent activates a monster effect in the hand or graveyard, you can detach this card from your hand, target one monster on the field. Destroy it. You can only use this effect of Jax once per turn. A K9 monster that has this card as material against this effect. Any battle damage this card inflicts to your opponent the turn they activate a monster effect from the hand or graveyard is double. Okay, so this card is not good in K9 hybrids. This card is really good in pure K9. If you know the gimmick behind K9, they basically punish your opponent for using hand traps or using graveyard effects. This is another enabler for that. Fun fact, this is like the XYZ version of Lantern and Jokul, for those wondering who this card is. Resembles. This also has 25 defense, so it's also works with Regenesis. Same as Werewolf and same as Hound. But we don't talk about that. Being a Dark Fiend could also be important, who knows. But yeah, this card, its field effect is kind of mediocre. The main purpose behind this card is for you to summon it as a material for Werewolf and OTKing your opponent with Werewolf. If your opponent did the hand or graveyard check, that already triggers Case of K9 to give extra 900 attack to everyone. And it also enables Werewolf to do double damage if you have Jax underneath. It also triggers Izuna and Lupus, so you can even give targeting protection to the Werewolf. A Werewolf with 3 to 4 materials that can attack 3 times, 3 to 4 times, and has 4,200 attack and does double damage. That's OTK. That you're going to kill your opponent in Minecraft real quick with this card. That's the whole purpose behind Jax. Outside of that, Jax is not really that good of a card. The main star of the show is Noroi. But yeah, there are a lot of things K9 can do. We have the Mjolnir lock. We have RB access as well. We have like other splashability with other archetypes and stuff. Yeah, I think K9 are going to be staying for a while longer. There is a world where we get Izuna limited, and if that ever happens, the Crystron and pure K9 variants will be perfectly fine because this is just a tutor for Izuna. Alright, That's it from me. I hope you found this informative to your liking and understanding. More videos coming soon. Um, yeah, keep practicing and keep doing.